Guys, it's officially day one out here with Miss Wrinkles. I am in my trusted beanie, even though the sun is out. It's below 60 degrees right now, which means I'm cold. So every video I shoot from here on out until, June, I'll probably have a jacket on. But I just wanted to talk a little bit about my approach. I know that most people in this competition are probably going with a more traditional, aka like cowboy approach, which is fine. It works great for them. Maybe because I'm a mom, my brain works a little bit differently, but I want to build these horses' trust from the very beginning. I don't want to give them any doubt and build their confidence in who they are, and not apply too much pressure too soon, because I know that with these Mustangs in particular that it's survival of the fittest for them, and they only do what they think they need to do to survive. So some of these horses, can get violent. I'm not expecting my horse to, but some of them can get violent and reactive because too much is applied too soon. And all that can be avoided if you simply read their body language. They are master communicators. It's how they survived, and it's built into them. Unlike a lot of domestic horses, a lot of instinctual things are bred out of them, and not on purpose. It just happens. So anyway, so I just wanted to talk to you a little bit about body language and what I'm looking for, which it's going to be really short and sweet, but I did want to get this on camera since this is, she seems pretty sensible, and I have a feeling she's going to come around really quick. But so I'm going to flip the camera around and just talk about my approach really quick. So here we go. So here's Miss Wrinkles, and she's in her stall. I have never ever put a horse in a stall before. She's actually not. The door is wide open. She could leave if she really wanted to. I don't like the idea of her thinking she's cornered. Hi. Good girl. Actually, this is the closest she's been to me so far. But I haven't asked her to be any closer either. So, anyway, so I kind of want to reach out and touch her and see how she responds, and then talk you through my thought process. So if I reach out as if I'm going to pet her, and she may or may not engage me. So she engaged me, and you can see her little wrinkly face. And so I'm going to leave before she takes her face away, and she licked and chewed right there. So I want to capture her curiosity. I mean, this is a horse that's going to have to be on a cow and working that cow all by herself, hopefully in a year. So I want her to be curious and engaged and stay alert, and but also quiet mentally at the same time. So I want, she hurt ears. She's not real engaged yet. She's just kind of tolerating my presence. So I'm going to wait till she engages me right there. And then I'm going to leave. And I'm going to have, good girl. That was a really deep blink that she just did. I don't know if you saw that, but those are all things I'm looking for. I'm looking for blinks. I'm looking for twitches and, ear movement, nose movement, licks and chews. If I walk in here a little bit quicker, she might say, well, that's too much pressure. Actually, she tolerated that really well. Good girl. And she's smelling me. Good girl. Give her a second, and then I'll take my hand back. She's being a lot quieter than she was about 5 minutes ago before I grabbed my camera. I kind of walked in here and she was a lot more reserved, but I did the same kind of thing, and now she's like handling it a lot better. But good girl. Good girl. Oh, yeah. So she kind of wasn't really ready for me to leave there. So, she kind of tried to follow with her nose without moving her feet. And her feet are awful. I cannot wait to trim those suckers. But my goal is to get this halter off, because I don't really like having a halter that they can snag. And, there's a couple things here she could get it caught on, and that just kind of it bugs me. So I want to get it off and, not use a halter as a crutch, because a lot of people use them, oh, don't take that halter off, you'll never catch them, so I want to make sure that is not an issue. If I can't catch her like a normal horse, I shouldn't be doing anything else because it will come back to bite me later. So that's a hole I definitely don't want to skip. So goal number 1 is getting that halter off calmly and quietly. And good girl. I'm going to walk in here a little bit more. Oh, good baby. Good baby. And I touched her halter and see that stink here? She's kind of like, ooh, I don't know if I like that. Good girl. So I'm just waiting here. My hand didn't move until she re-engaged, and then I'm going to leave. So if I kept going with that pressure, now she just released her tail. I don't know if you saw it swish back there, but if I kept going when she was already giving me that ear, you know, she could have thrown a front foot at me. There's no telling if she would or wouldn't and what she's capable of. I know I've seen what they're capable of, and I just want to avoid anything like that from happening because that means I did too much too fast. So I'm going to ask her again if I can come in here. Good girl. And she is staying relatively engaged. Right there she took her head away, and see how my hand's not moving? I'm going to wait. I'm not going to add any more pressure. She's telling me that's too much. All right, there. She got curious again. So I'm going to leave. Good girl. And that curiosity is just something, good girl, I want to play with. And keeping her quiet-minded. And, you know, these horses, they're supposedly handled. I don't know how much handling they've had, but they're still relatively fresh. So some can be more friendly than others, but you still got to treat them like they're, you know, wild and start from the very beginning. So it's easy to skip stuff when they're friendly. Okay, so she moved her head away and she stepped away. And right there, she decided, well, maybe I don't need to leave. So that's what I was waiting for, and then I'm going to leave. And, you know, I just reassure her that I mean no harm. So when she turns her head away like that, she's giving me a calming signal to say, okay, too much pressure. And then it's up to me to read it and then, you know, leave when she re-engages me. But you know, I don't know if I have a border collie, and I used to have an Australian Shepherd that was my heart dog, and lost her way too early in life. But my border collie was so high energy and you know, work minded that she was almost too much to handle for me because I was kind of out of time to train my dog when you know, by the time I got done with the horses. So I got this book about calming signals in dogs and reading how dogs communicate. And not only did it help me understand my dog better to have a pretty loyal working partner. There she is. But it helped me, you know, understand how to relay that in horse talk, so to speak. So, you know, when she turns her head away, it's something I knew how to read, but wasn't sure how to reiterate it to people to read it themselves. So think of it as a calming signal. So she's saying to me, you know, like, that's too much pressure and she needs me to back off. So, and it's my job to read that. So versus keep pushing her. Anyway, that's the approach and what it's going to look like for her. And I'm just going to keep going on that tactic until I get that halter off. And then it's going to just start over until she's just halterable. Once she's halterable, then, you know, we'll go on to handling those legs and getting those doggone feet trimmed. So, all right, I think that's about it. And we'll check in later. Thanks, guys. Hey, guys. So it's officially my day 2 with Roany Wrinkles. And I just wanted to give you a short update as to what's going on. So, she has really bad feet, like her heels are really underslung, and her toes are just, I mean, they look like they're about to curl up. So I'm kind of just taking it really easy till I can get her feet done. I have a tentative farrier coming out early next week. So once I can get her feet done and not put any more stress on her tendons and ligaments, we'll be doing a lot better. Her coat condition is pretty poor. Her wrinkles actually seem like a skin condition now that I've got my hands on her. So I want to send out a sincere thank you to Amber Espinoza and Excel EQ for sponsoring us for this year, for a year's supply of Excel EQ, which will help her overall digestive health and coat condition. So that's supposed to arrive on Friday, and I'm really excited to get her going on that. So huge thank you to Amber. And we are just working on being haltered like a normal horse and caught and friendly, and I don't want to, I took her halter off that she came with yesterday because it's really easy to use that as a crutch since they come with it. And so I took that off and want to make sure like I can walk in and catch her like a normal horse, because if I skip that and just go straight to, you know, jumping right into something else, it'll come back to bite me later. So you know, I've got a year to make this horse awesome, so I don't want to make leave any holes that'll come back to get me later. Miss Wrinkles is hanging out behind me right here next to our busy road that fronts the front of our property line, and she could pretty much care less, which is pretty cool. She's also a super feely little thing, which is awesome. She comes off the slightest amount of pressure, and she spooked at something and came right back to me as soon as she hit the end of my rope, so I'm really excited about that. She's wicked smart and sensitive, so I know that that's gonna be really cool if I can harness that and dial her in. So anyway, that's the update for now. Is we're kind of just waiting for her feet to get done, and before we really start any groundwork training and put any more stress on her than she needs. So stay tuned, and I will post more updates, and I'll attach a picture of her feet so you guys can see what's really going on. So, all right, thanks everybody. Bye. Hey guys, so I just wanted to be kind of candid for a second, and I'm sitting here editing this video to upload, and wanted to just state that when you're in these kind of competitions, especially when there's so much money and press on the line, that it's really easy to get caught up in that and you know, put the horse's welfare aside. And I'm not saying people in this competition are doing that. I'm just saying it's easy to happen. And I just wanted to take the time to explain my approach, in a sense that I go really slow, and I'm not in a hurry to jump on this horse and you know, cowboy her up. I'm approaching her like I would any other horse, any horse in training. You know, I don't want to lose my integrity over this competition, and just kind of want to show you guys what I look for and what's important to me in reading her, and so that, you know, if nothing else, I just want people to see these horses have a voice, and you know, it's important that we read them, and you know, just wanted to explain a little bit from where I'm coming from, so that some people are probably already being like, oh my gosh, she's just, get on that horse, you know, she goes so slow or whatever. Like, I don't care. Like, you can think that if you want. You know, this is important to me that I go slow, and I find value in it. So anyway, I just wanted to put that out there and let you guys know, as I'm sitting here editing this video, that that's where I'm coming from. And you have any questions, ask, fire away. If you don't agree with me, that's fine too. You don't have to. So that's the beauty of it. So anyway, hope you guys have a good night, and I'll see you tomorrow.